Michael, thank you. Welcome to this Success Simple. Really appreciate the opportunity to have a chat with you. So the first one in person, so I'm excited. Yeah, it's not intimidating. It'll be a good fun.
Yeah.
But I guess I want to go straight into it. Obviously, you are a serial entrepreneur, and I guess I want to talk more about the journey because from doing some of the research I found, you started off young in terms of having the mindset to want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I think it was 15, 16,
12.
12.
Yeah. I couldn't get a job because I was too young. Sorry. So the workaround was start a business so I could start earning money. Cause I think in Australia at that time it was 14, 9 months.
Okay.
And I went to the local Shell service station. They were lovely. And they said, we love you, but we just can't legally employ you. So why don't you start a own business? Then we'll employ you to like start doing our lawns and gardening.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I coaxed my next door neighbor, Derek, at the time into coming along.
Nice.
And, M&D's cleaning and gardening services was built by
Really?
Derek's cleaning and gardening.
So that was at the age of 12.
Yeah. I had a brother who worked in pink panther printing at the time,
Okay.
and he printed out 5,000 flyers for me, just like black and white. And then I dropped it out to the entire population of Kilmore,
Right.
which was, I think it was probably 2,800. I got small cut it down.
Yeah.
And then I was booked out for,
Really?
you know,
Where did it come from? Where did the ambition come from? Because that's an early age, like to start
Yeah.
thinking about.
I think at the time I had no idea that was a weird thing to do, but I really have no explanation other than it's just a like innate sort of thing in me that has always wanted to be in business. Like at 12, I was documenting all my expenses and outgoings, writing it down just on an A4 exercise. But if I bought Hubba Bubba, I was writing 60 cents Hubba Bubba, incoming $77 this week. I'm doing these jobs. They should be bringing in this much money. And I was projecting at 12, how much money I would have in the next month.
And and that's literally just, it comes from innate.
There's
And
no
not from parents, not from your environment.
No, I think my dad was a really hard worker.
Yeah.
He used to work, my dad was a pretty interesting character, and he worked 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. And I think the inspiration sort of came from, well, I would really appreciate that he's doing this for us. And that's how he's putting food on the table. He was an immigrant.
Yeah.
Learned English, when he moved over here.
Right.
But I certainly don't want to live that life. And I felt like I owed him to break the mold essentially for taking that risk, moving to Melbourne to be able to create the next generation.
Yeah. So you're the change in the generation.
Rare.
Yeah.
That's what I felt I had to do. And now I feel like.
And were you the youngest out of your brother?
I was, yeah. So I was young by a lot. So I watched his story, Andrew, but I reckon Andrew's about 52.
Right.
And I reckon David's about 50.
Okay. And how old are you?
40.
Right. So there's a big difference.
I think Mum will watch this, but she'll say that I'm not a mistake.
So Mum.
She'll say I'm not a mistake, but I mean, 12 your age.
Right. And so out of the three of you, in terms of that innate, that ambition to, right, you've seen your dad come over to work his ass off, and you've gone from an early age, you've been able to have the awareness to go, I really appreciate that, but that's not what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the same for your
brothers?
Yeah, your brothers.
They're actually, in our family, my mum is best friends with her sister, and her sister has 4 boys, all similar ages, probably a bit younger on the sisters. So there's 7 boys. And of the 7, I think 4 or 5 are in business, and all of us are doing very well for ourselves.
Really?
I think that firstly comes from being from an immigrant family, really grassroots, ground up. Because the kids, I always say to my wife, at least, that, our kids are going to have way harder than I have, because they've been brought into a world that's a lot easier.
True.
Life is a lot easier when your life is harder.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's what, I don't know if you've heard this. My favorite quote is, hard times make strong men.
Yeah.
Strong men make easy times. Easy times make weak men, and weak may make hard times.
100% agree.
And I think it's what, in terms of that evolution of what you're saying, and it's like, how do you, because obviously as parents, we want to make sure that our children don't go through the same stuff that we did. We want to protect them. We want to give them everything we can.
Yep.
But we also understand what we went through is probably what's enabling us to have some sort of success. So how are you finding the balance at the moment?
I think I'm struggling to find the balance.
I,
Yeah, in terms of, I think my family have gone on so many holidays this year, and it's sort of explained to my wife that, um, my mum and dad were so hardworking, and I saw that, and they did everything they could for me. My mum stayed home and looked after me and sacrificed her whole life for me, but that didn't necessarily translate into going off, to bloody Fiji and flying around the world with kids. I recall going on maybe 2 holidays throughout my whole childhood.
mm-hmm.
And then I look at my kids and they're like, when do we go? When's the next holiday? And I'm like, we just came back last week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. One of the key questions I really wanted to explore with you was, what's been your journey of your relationship with money? And the reason I ask, because obviously being brought up, like it sounds, in a scarcity, potentially household, similar to me.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you start to get a better relationship with money to enable what you've created with your business?
That is a very good question.
Well, my partner said the same. I said, that's what I do.
I guess first I'm trying to think of my relationship with money now. And like money for me is just a resource. It's not something that I yearn. It allows me, what I yearn for is freedom.
Yeah.
And it has always been that case. So I've never, when I opened that first business, it was to get more freedom. It was to allow me to move out home early. I moved out the day after year 12 if I had money saved up.
Oh, yeah.
So it's my relationship with money has always been freedom. And it's also, I think it sort of explains why I also don't own a home.
Okay.
I don't save money. I
Really?
don't believe in saving money. I believe in making more money to give me more freedom and lifestyle. So all my money that I make goes back to the business. There's no, people that say to me, oh, I've got, $50,000 saved up. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like,
But where's that come from?
I just think, from 12, it's clear to me that there is no other, for me personally, like it obviously depends on who you're talking to. Now, if I'm talking to someone that's clearly not, most people, and they suck at business and they should definitely not do it.
Yeah.
That's 99% of people should not do business. You will suck and you will fail and it's not good. But for the 1%, and that's the truth, right? But for that 1%, you really need to explore business and put all your money back into it. There's no point in putting money in the bank. You just, what would be the purpose of me personally saving money when my businesses make tenfold? What any savings? It doesn't really make sense.
So you have the investor mentality.
Always.
Yeah.
Yes.
And your relationship from an investor mentality, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so curious, where is that from?
I think between the ages of, I think I also had older brothers, right? So I would go stay at my older brother's house and he introduced me. I was going clubbing with my brothers at 13, 14. A country boy catching the V-line trainings in Melbourne and clubbing with my brother and all his friends who were, 10 years older than me. And as I got a job, there's probably one guy in my life that I look back and reflect on that I was like, wow, I want to be like him.
Okay.
And so I moved out at 17 and then I got a job with this gentleman called John Duplock, who was my brother's friend at the time.
Yep.
And he owned a printing company and he was the coolest cat in Melbourne, hands down. He was charismatic. He was good looking. He drove a Range Rover and he just started this business. And I was basically like his second or maybe third employee. It was his small business, but I watched his rise through so quickly.
Yeah.
And it was his personality and he loved expensive things. And I loved spending time with him because he would take me to these restaurants and these experiences. And quickly, sort of at the age of 18, 19, I'm like, oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do exactly the same stuff. He's rocking up in G-Wagons and flying first class. And I was like, that's what I want. I want to do that. It was always so much fun. His life was so much fun. And we got quite close. We'd play, even though there was an age gap between him and I, we'd play golf together, and I'd go to his house, and, we'd have these big sports days, and he had the tennis court and stuff. We'd go play golf and play tennis and then go swimming. And he was my real mentor. I don't know if he necessarily knew it at the time.
Yeah.
But after that, I moved to the UK for a few years. And then when I was in the UK, I'm like, I'm going to go home and open my own printing business.
And so was that off the mentor because that was in the printed business?
Yes, same identical printing business. So
okay.
I essentially opened an identical business for years. But I think that investment mentality, like that sort of showed me what happens when you invest and you take the risk. But I think earlier on, me, again, my wife always says to me, like, what you do is innate. You can't help yourself. Like we're driving in the Barossa last week, and
you see an opportunity
yeah, everything is like, oh, I wonder what the numbers are there, and I wonder what the investment is, and looking at everything. But now it's just purely lifestyle, and that's what investment. When you risk it, I always say you got to risk it. And I was sort of even talking for my own blog this morning on the way here, talking about this week I had one business that I closed down, and that is part of investment. It's like I think people think
it's all roses.
Yeah, it's all roses. But it's not. It's like my fail, but
Yeah.
I just don't care because that's part of the process. Like, I've opened up 12, 13 businesses in the last 5 years, and one has failed through one of the most, through a global pandemic, through times that we've never seen before. Of course, like big deal. You're cutting losses and you move forward. So it's like water off a duck's back for me. And I'm not also shy to say that failure is part of what I do. Unfortunately, like
it's part of success.
I can tell everyone, like, do business and you got to do well. And like I said before, you're probably most likely not. Stats suggest that you won't do well.
Yeah, I think 80-90% in the first 2 years.
Yeah,
correct. But it's interesting because that you've sort of then talked about failure and failure. Like if you talk about any form of success, I always say failure is part of it. And it's like, well, it's interesting because a lot of people struggle to have that, have a not like a different relationship with failure. Like maybe they're afraid to fail, or and I always love. I think there's a quote that fail forward, fail early, fail often.
correct.
And I love that because I have a really good relationship with failure. I want to fuck up as quickly as possible because the feeling it gives me is going to give me a learning curve like no other.
Yeah.
And I always seek feedback. Give me the feedback where it's proved that where I'm not doing it right. Don't praise. Like we all have an innate and understanding of what we're doing well.
Yes.
The failure is something that I think you learn your lessons a lot quicker from.
Yep. Right.
And so obviously now you've got a fantastic relationship with failure. Has that always been the case?
Yes. I just have always, maybe through teenage years, but I think as I age, I just seem to care less and less what people think. And I think it started at 12. And now that I'm 40, I think it's at a level that I really just do not care what anyone thinks. And I'm so sure of myself. I have so much self-respect, so much self-confidence, and so much belief in myself.
Okay.
And in business, if you don't back yourself, no one else can back.
For sure.
A lot of the stuff I've done, I could tell you the amount of times over my 25-year or 20-year business experience, the amount of times people told me, oh, that's risky. Oh, gyms don't make money. Oh, there's so many printing businesses out there. Oh, do car washes make money? That car wash is old. Yeah, that gym's not in a good spot. Properties where it's at. Why don't you own a house? So many noises, and it's just background noise for me. I'm so confident about the way that I'm approaching life. And it can sound cocky, but at the end of the day, my life's pretty dope, and I don't really envy anyone else's life. So if I meet someone and I envy your life and you tell me otherwise, then sure, I'm going to listen. But unless your life is better than mine, then I'm not listening.
Yeah. Mate, I think you're hitting out. I think the problem with the world at the moment, I think, is that we're looking for advice from people that aren't in a better position than we are.
Correct.
And that means it's always get advice from and that's where the awareness of being humble enough to go, because you're going to have people that have fear.
Yeah.
And people also not going to have just fear around their life. They're going to go, you're doing something that I've always wanted to do, but I haven't had courage, the confidence, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to unconsciously feed that into you by
Yeah.
saying, oh, it's a risk, gyms,
Yeah.
this, that, the other. And so I love the fact that you have that confidence and that self-belief. And is that just been built over time, or is that something that you always knew?
Definitely built over time. Often, I had lunch with a supplier yesterday, and she was even saying to me, when I met you 2 years ago to today, it's like two different people, and you
Wow.
should be like that.
Yeah.
People say to me, "You've changed." Of course, I have. You haven't.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
sucks.
yes. Yeah.
Of course, I'm changing and evolving as I go along. So I think this confidence has definitely not been there from. Of course, when you see success and you do things and you start to feel, there's a restaurant called Rockville,
Yeah.
in Melbourne. And I remember the first time I went there, it's like, I didn't fit in. Now
Okay.
it's like, I couldn't give two shits about any of the restaurants in Melbourne. I went to a restaurant yesterday in this attire, like shorts, runners, and a t-shirt. I do not care. And it's filled with suits on a Friday afternoon. And I'm like, this is why I do what I do, because I'm yes, I was having lunch with, I was the only one that wasn't in a suit.
Mm.
And they're probably looking at me going, look at this bum in gym clothes. But it's, you know,
But they're probably not. This is what a lot of people don't realize. Like, everyone's got their own shit going on.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, and when we spend time thinking about what other people are thinking, 9 times out of 10,
they're not even
they're
thinking
not.
about it. Yeah,
No, because they've got so much that other stuff going on.
that's true.
And it's like that distinction of understanding that.
Yeah.
Because it's the unconscious, it's the, me, I always say, it's like the little boy inside of me that will come up or pop his head up here and there that will want to try and protect me by saying negative stuff that isn't resourceful.
Yes.
And it's taken me a long time
Yep.
actually to disidentify myself with that person.
Yeah.
Because, and it's a journey. And that's why
It is there. That's the same with me. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think, also just quickly touching back on speed, we're talking about speed.
Yeah.
I will just quickly say it's very good. Like, speed to everything.
Okay.
So speed for failure, speed to success, speed to everything. Very rarely will I meet someone who can make decisions faster than me.
Right.
And most successful people that I know make decisions fast. That's probably the biggest difference that I know is
Why is that so important?
people, you waste so much time thinking. So, something is brought to you, and this is at maybe a higher level, but an
Yeah.
opportunity is brought to you, an investment opportunity is brought to you. Now, if you don't take that opportunity with me, the first thing I do is just go to someone else. Like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? And it's quick, quick, quick. And if I'm with someone and they take, like, I'm known for being fast in walking, fast to get, always fast. And it's a pro and a con, because obviously I need to stop with smell roses. But it also has got me other opportunities by just being quick, quick, quick. Yeah, I'll quit my job and start a business. Sure, I'll buy a car wash. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to buy this car wash. No, I'll buy a gym that's failed. I'll do this. I'll do it really, really quickly. People call it erratic. I don't think it's erratic. It's my mindset.
Okay.
And it's my mindset to fail fast, make decisions fast, do everything fast. Because
Okay.
you learn, just like you said, like,
Yeah.
if I'm going to fail, I want to do it quick.
Yeah.
Like, yes, when I closed Snap Fitness Ballarat yesterday, that was a 24-hour. So 24 hours ago, it was, I'm going to redo this gym. I'm going to take over, and I'm going to I'm going to turn this thing into, a proper MJ gym.
Yeah.
24 hours later, I was like, nah, cut it. Cut lost. Here's 20K. I just close it.
Why? What happened in that 24 hours for you to make that decision?
That was my old business partner. So we held on to it. And that was the last business we had to sell. And
Got
it
it.
was taking up too much of my brain space to try and take over from that side. And I just don't have the capacity to waste time. It's either going to be an easy process or get it out of my waste time. It's going to take attention away from what's important.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking like that, and it
Right.
may be erratic, but it's a quick decision, and I never look back.
Yeah.
That decision was the right, whatever happens. There's no like, oh, I wonder if that was, it could go now to, someone may redo it and it turns out $2 million. I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't mine, but that wasn't for me.
Okay. And then there's, like, you can probably see it's going on, right? Because I think you're also touching on a point around being present. And that's something I noticed you could say around Like, once I made the decision, that's it. No going back. And if it turns out that that business is successful for someone else, it wasn't meant for me.
Correct.
How have you formed that relationship? How have you got to that point where you're that not confident, but you're that aware of being present? And is it like God, or is it the universe? Like, I'm just curious to understand what's
My family are very religious.
okay.
My friends are very religious. My cousins are very religious. I am not religious. I'll be open and say
Fair.
I'm probably one of the few that's not religious. And I think a lot of that, I think that actually the not religious part comes from the fact that, I have been down in the gutter when I was 17.
Okay.
Had really tumultuous first marriage and splits and, child custody battles. And I've been terminated from jobs and sued, and I've been through it all. I've been broke, living on the couches. And I think through that point it was me that got me through it. Without trying to sound like Kanye West. It essentially was me that got myself through it. I think that is what brings confidence in knowing that, you know what?
There's evidence.
You've made a lot of decisions, and at the time you had no idea, but there have been a lot of rights. You've made some poor decisions too. You've made a lot of poor decisions, but then you bounce back up so quickly from them. I can remember my ex-sister-in-law, Natalie, said to me, "You're just like a cat. Like, I throw you, someone could throw you anywhere. You just always land on your feet. I could throw you backwards and you'll learn, you land on your feet and then climb back over the fence. Like, there's no," and that's where that confidence comes from making decisions. Because I know that may make $1 million if I close Ballarat, but then at the same time, I'll make 2 other or 3 other businesses make $3 million in the same time. I just know that's going to be the case. And I think it may sound cocky, but
I don't think so.
you have to be. And I've got case studies, business after business after business of me doing it. It's not just one, it's not 2. When I was in printing and, we would turn, I think that last March before COVID, we nearly turned over $500,000 a month. This is starting from this down. Now, 10 years down the track, we're doing $500,000 a month, and we're doing the ICC Women's World Cup signage. We're making net profit $150,000 that month. That is when I decided, you know what? I'm going to leave this now, and I want to know that am I just good at printing or am I good at business?
So you wanted to challenge yourself?
Yeah. So I wanted to know, because if I'm good at business, that's a problem every day. If I'm just good at printing, then this is what I just have to do. It's just printing for the rest of my life. So let's sell at its peak at like when I was making the most amount of money, and let's go into gyms. And I've never done gyms. I wasn't even training at the time. But
So why gyms then?
Because I hate printing. I had 20 staff. I had wages, overhead, payroll tax, luxury car tax. I had all these taxes, stresses, phone calls all the day. And I was like, I no longer care about that money part for me. It's lifestyle. Like, look at me. I'm 95 kilos. I smoke a pack a day. I'm living off, Hungry Jack's at KFC. I'm stressed out of my eyeballs. I remember for my wife's birthday, I hired this like $2,000 penthouse suite at Crown. Mate, I was on the phone the whole time. She was begging me to go have a bath with her. Right. And I'm like, babe, I'm too busy. Like, what do you think's paying for this? Yeah. And she always reminded, she's like, that time we got that suite Crown, like, you just ignored me the whole time. I was like, right. And that was where I was like, right, I need to make a change. And gyms, you get paid upfront. So people come to your facility, they pay you upfront. There's no chasing money. I was holding like, $500,000 at the all the time, and chasing people, and you don't know anything. Are you just taking the payroll officer's word for it? Oh, you're going to pay me next month, are you? Yeah. Okay. When do you think you're going to pay me? Oh, well, we'll get back to you. It's like, I've done the work, but we're paid for the print, and you're now telling me 60 days on, 2 months on. And just imagine going to Coles and getting 2 months worth of groceries, right? And then Coles calling you up and going, I don't want to annoy you. Yeah. Do you reckon like you could pay me that 40,000 US, and you go, yeah, look, we have scheduled it in for a meeting next month, and we'll get back to you. And so I think 10 years of that, I'd have like dealing with that as well. So I have all the accounts. And I think I was like, no, I'm not operating that way no more. I will only invest in lifestyle businesses now, in terms of if we pay me first, low staff, operated business. So, this gym most of my gym has really like 42 hours needs to be staffed, and that's it. And normally that comprises of one person or two.
Yeah.
Very, very low staff overheads. I get paid up front. I can tell you within $1,000 how much money I'm going to make next month.
Right.
And what days it's going to come in and what each day looks like. So what that allows me to do is it allows me to take more risk. So I'm now bankable. I know what I'm going to, and I've got, I pick so much data. I've got trends and I can see which month's going to be good, when we're going to grow, what does growth look like. And I'm always refining that. And so car washes was the same thing. So just before like mid-COVID, I was like, always, because that Shell service station that I worked at had a car wash. And I used to love cleaning it for some reason. My boss was like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone clean it like you do. Like I was this 14-year-old kid. But Charlie, when I tell you I'll clean that concrete, I'm telling you I will eat dinner off that concrete. I used to get the fire hose and I used to clean that concrete. Like no moss, no nothing. Like you could see it was that clean. And I used to love it. From that age, I was like, I'm going to have a car wash because I'd see all the coins go in there. I used to clean all the bays, the pits, and they always used to be dollar coins, in there. Admittedly, I'll probably pop the bays up. But that's where the car wash came from as well. So,
and did you venture? So when you ventured into the gyms and the car wash, you had a business partner for 10 years in the printing space.
Yes.
He came with you?
No. So I guess this is also about cutting the losses. So, and I guess this is all my mentality of, I used to think like, Ross and I, we're in business or whoever, really, we're in business and that's it. We're brothers now. Like we're bound for life, blood thing. But that is, after 2 business splits. And I think this just goes with the territory of how I am and how I operate. That's, to be in a business partnership 10 years at the time, I thought, wow, it's really sad, but that is so successful when I look at our partner, Ross and I. And whilst it may have not ended on the most nicest way, I think we've got, I certainly have nothing but love for Ross now. And he was there for me in really hard times and we grew and he's still in that business today.
Oh, okay.
But I have nothing but love for that and respect for that relationship. 10 years to be in a business partnership is fucking hard. There's not many people I know that would be in a business partnership. And then obviously the second I got into the gyms with James and, nothing but respect there. Everyone has a purpose.
And did that end last year?
Yes, that ended in July last year. We split the businesses.
Oh, yeah.
And,
was that like, and you don't have to go into too much detail, was it like a difference in terms of the vision of where you wanted to go in the next phase?
I think, I move and these are all lessons. And that's why I say failure is, that business split was certainly not a failure. Because I guarantee you, he will know who he wants to get into bed with more now after that. And I certainly know that I'm very difficult to work with in terms of a pure business partner. So hence why I've moved to an investment model, because what I'm really good at is outworking everyone. And the problem is that I expect the same in the business partner. So if I'm outworking everyone, what happens over years and years and years, and I'm constantly like just pushing and I never ever stop. It's relentless for my brain. I can't imagine what it's like for other people.
Yeah.
And so now the best model for me is like, I'm a really good person to invest in because I will work so hard for you and your money. And that's what I do now. So all those paths and failures and breakages, like I know every time I talk to my mum, it's so much. She's like, oh, Mike, she like, year of my life. She's like, oh, she can hear us sweating on the other side of the phone. She's like, and who are you fighting with today? I'm like, that's not fighting, Mum. It's like, that's just business, Mum. And I was talking to my father-in-law and my mother-in-law 2 nights ago, and they're like, oh, you are just ruthless. You are like, oh, I hope nothing ever happens to you and Elise. I'm like, nah, she's untouchable. Don't worry about her. But that's just business. There's really no hard feelings for me. Business.
Yeah.
And you have to be cutthroat. And I more so ever appreciate now that I'm not like, and no one else. Very rarely do I meet people that are like me, that are so cutthroat, so driven. And now it's like, that's not a downfall. That's just my own thing. Certainly do not be like me. You'll do your own head.
Yeah.
You will not. Like, ask my wife. She'll say to you, she's also like, here we go. The stat man, he's on his computer again. Because if I see something, if I see the weather, I will go on to the computer and I want to check the numbers to see how it affects it.
Hey,
It's
wow.
an addiction, and it's
Yeah.
not a healthy addiction.
But knowing your numbers, you have to know, you know your numbers to be any successful business, isn't it?
Correct. Look at like the most successful people, and I watch their documentaries, and they've got so much conflict in their life. Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Not that these people I aspire to be like, but there is. If you're going to be at the top of your game,
Oh, for sure.
there is going to be conflict.
Yeah.
There is.
I like Alex Hormozy. Like,
Yes,
Ricky Brazil.
correct. And it's 100%. You just have to be ruthless.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's that, like that, understand the value in your time.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I think it's more change for me, especially becoming a parent
Yeah.
recently. That time is so precious to me. So
Correct.
precious. And I think in that, it's interesting, the drive and hunger to succeed. Like I've had that struggle where I'm working like this, I'm doing this. This is what I expect of you.
Yeah.
It's like when you fall into that trap, it's unfair because you're putting a set of values or core beliefs to someone that isn't you.
Correct.
And then you get frustrated with that. And then it fosters.
Yes.
And I've had to continue to remind myself, it's okay. Like this is meant to be like this. And everyone's going to find their role and what they're going to be good at and so
Correct.
forth. And I think it's fascinating that you found that and you pivoted. And I'm curious around what's the next, or what's the goal and the ambition that you have for your business.
Yeah, I feel like the last 12 to 18 months has been like I have grown every time I've made a big change in my life. It's been like the next 12, 18 months is like skyrocket in
Right.
terms of the growth that I've had.
Personally or in business?
Both.
Okay.
Which I think is interesting. Like anytime I've had this massive adversity, really hard changes, really tough, business splits, it's gone like that. So, and, growth is not linear. And so, I've just opened up investment. Really, like I had a meeting with my business broker, with my mortgage broker maybe 12 months ago. He was like listening to me talk. He's like, bro, like you've got so much knowledge. People should be investing in you. Because I was meeting with him to get more money so I could, because I really want to grow. That's what I like doing, is getting bigger. And he said, I can get you maybe $1 million, but that's not really good. That's not what you're asking me. He said, you're better off telling people to invest in you and giving you interest-free loans, because you will be able to then grow exponentially. So the next week I did that, and we've got 3 deals locked in, and probably a few more, 4, sorry, within 12 months. So Port Melbourne was one of those.
Oh, cool. I've seen you do work at the moment.
Yeah, correct. And then we're building.
So was that an existing gym then?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So I love businesses that are previously, I've loved businesses that haven't done well and then coming in. And for me, it's like a real sense of, it's failed. And now look, why, it's such an achievement. And I guess like even with Altona, this gym, which is like, for me is the benchmark. It's such you remember here.
Oh yeah.
What do you think
Different.
about? Yeah.
The whole layout was, I remember when I first came in, I've been in the area for about 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I first came into the gym, it was a completely different layout.
Yeah.
And I did a walk around.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, not for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I came back and actually signed up,
What made you come back? Oh, because your wife?
Yeah. I think it was, I think my wife we wanted to do it together.
Yeah.
So my wife came in, signed.
Why did she come here?
Down the road. Because we're literally straight across.
Like more business.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
And it was classes. When it started doing Pilates.
Yes.
And then her son signed.
Oh.
And then I was just like, all right, well, let's just do it.
Why did her son sign? Because again,
it's just because he was at the Weight of the World.
Yes.
And he came in with her, saw the gym, like, and what I think one thing that stands out about this too, compared to the others, is the actual quality of the equipment.
Yeah, okay.
It's another level.
Yeah,
and the space.
Yeah,
and the layout. Like, so it's just, and my wife actually felt more comfortable. To this gym.
That's such good feedback.
Did this sort of the Weight of the World.
Yes.
For example, and so I signed up them, and when I came in, I was like, like, is this the same? Like, I couldn't fathom
Yeah, yeah.
because it was, I remember, please correct me if I'm wrong, but walking in and it was more just like, it was more that way.
It was all that way. It was just cardio there.
And
all the cardio's on the ground floor.
correct. And then in there was the weights.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
When I walked in, when I put his order, I was like, what the hell? It's a weird layout.
Yeah. So what sort of your process when you look at gyms like Port Melbourne, Altona?
Yeah, so I guess I love gyms that need love.
Okay.
And so, you know, and you never really want to bite the top.
Yeah.
But what I look for in gyms, I guess you know, when I first came here, when I first bought Altona, it was my first gym, and I was 95 kilos. I clearly hadn't been working out. I was smoking cigarettes, really not a picture of health. And I think just really, I was like, I need to get fit. So the first thing I did was employ and try and support the personal trainer that's here, Jake. And really in the next, I was getting married in March, and I think I was like, really spent a lot of time just working out here and spending time with a personal trainer like every day.
Okay.
And then through COVID, we closed 3 months later, and then through COVID, I was every day. And I think through that process, personally, I think if you're at a gym and you want it to be a really good gym, you need to work out.
For sure.
Like an actual be a gym first.
For sure.
In my opinion, there are lots of owners that aren't, and they've got success with gyms. But I think like even with Port Melbourne, just working out there, you know where stuff should go and what's not working, what is working, where stuff needs to go, how to space stuff out.
Yeah.
When you use a personal trainer, they're there. That's their job. They're working there. They're going to tell you. You know, Jake said to me straight away, get a second cable. Do this, get this machine, you start sort of learning. And now I guess 6 years of training 6 days a week and really spending a lot of time with personal trainers. I personally, it's my own opinion, but other people may disagree, but I personally feel like my gyms are really laid out well. Really, the signage is really good. I really go over the top on caring for my facilities.
Yeah.
Probably one point of difference that I do that others don't. You know, and I've said it before, but I just constantly am looking for perfection in every part of it. So, and even my investors now who are at Port Melbourne, they kind of know what they're like, and they're really handy guys, and they've been helping me out fixing stuff up. But there was like a little hole there, and like they know that will irritate me. Right, like one little mark. If someone leaves a little mark from a weight, things get like that. Wall needs to get ASAP. It has to be brand new facility every day. It has to be when you walk into a hotel room and you walk in, the bed is crisp.
And the smell.
And the linen is done, and the toilet paper's folded. And look, I'm not there yet, but I want it to be like that every time you come to a gym. I want it to be like it. And that's why I spend $600 a month here on set machines.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I've got a $22,000 commercial vacuum robot cleaner here.
Oh, is that's that one?
Yes, the set machines you'll see it all. I go to the ends of the earth to make sure that my facilities are going to be better than everyone else.
And how does your colleague respond to that?
Yeah, I think I have a really good. I'm still working on the fine line between friends and being the owner, because I'm probably friends first to a lot, and that probably goes if they don't get business friends, all my business partners are friends. Don't be friends with the employees; they're all my friends. I'll hang out with them socially.
Yeah.
It does definitely create. I think as I'm growing, I'm probably noticing that more. It does create a bit of a grey area. Okay. Which is why I've put in now layers in between me and the staff. So, when I have those 3 next year, there's me, then there's Aaron, then there's Jamie, then there's the staff. And so it can't just be me and then the staff, because it was creating too much grey area. Yeah. And so it sort of sounds bad, but I need to focus on the holistic of the business, not toilet paper's run out, there's a hole in the wall there. I need my staff to know all my expectations and then for them to sort of roll it out. So I think it can be, I think my staff know that I've got OCD. They know my level. Yeah. And, that's come from leading by example. Like when I come train here, they know that if I see a 10 kilo dumbbell over a 5 kilo dumbbell, they know that will irritate me.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
And Port Melbourne's probably a great example of that, in the sense that when I took over, it wasn't like that. But members are starting to see it now too. Because when I work out, intentionally go pick up other members' weights that just put away correctly.
Right.
And by constantly doing that,
Yeah.
and then, we'll get to when people do it, I'll just ask. It's just
Put it back.
yes. And you know yourself, Charlie, even being here, like, if I walk out there, it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
If you compare that to Way in the World or
For sure.
or that place is spick and span.
Yeah. No, it is. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's, I think it's interesting because the gyms as a whole, like I mentioned last time I spoke, that I used to work in a gym.
Yes.
9 years ago. And what's interesting, doing some research around some of the stats around gyms at the moment, is that there's the retention of clients that continue going back.
Yeah.
Really low. And so I wanted to ask you, what do you think, what part of that responsibility falls on the owners that run
Yeah, I think aside from people moving locations, which is normal part of churn, but I think 100%. I think I owe it to my members who are paying me their hard-earned money to provide them with the best facilities all the time and constantly update my equipment. It's 100% up to the owners.
Okay.
And retention reflects the owner.
Yeah.
Growth reflects the owner.
Sure.
And it's the same with my car. Like, I'm not providing a clean facility. That's on me. And I don't expect you to come back because that's not good enough.
Yeah.
If the vacuums don't have enough suction, that's on me. The soap is not the highest quality, that's on me. If there's soap dispensers in the bathroom, that's on us. If there's a piece of toilet paper left on the floor, that's on us. Like,
For sure.
not good enough.
Yeah.
And I agree. Like,
so that's the equipment and the facility side. What about because I think the culture is a big thing.
Culture's a massive thing, and that's on us too.
Yeah. So how do you have an impact on it? Like, especially when you're working on the businesses, and obviously you've got that layer that you put in place to allow you to focus on what your strengths are.
Yeah.
How do you still focus on it? Because I've seen gyms and they've gone through that growth phase. What made them great was culture.
Yes.
When they've gone through that phase, they've lost that.
Yeah.
And then it's fell on their side.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that?
That is a great question. I think, when I've just got Altona and Point Cook in Port Melbourne at the moment, I find that I create community really by leading from the front. So I work out of the gyms, I don't make an effort to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Staff do the same thing. I have a really good relationship with the PTs.
Yeah.
I'll walk Port Melbourne and give Rob a high five. And, I'll talk to this and here, even as soon as I can here, I'm talking to all the members and people come up to me. That's the culture that we're talking about, right? And I guess with Ballarat, that's part of the issue because it was 2 hours away. So I couldn't create that culture there. But with all the other gyms, it is a question for me to how I split my time. And that is essentially why I've got even staff between me to try and I'm leading by the front and I want them to do the same thing. Go in there, like you should know. I know Ingrid here would know 90% of the members' names. Jamie knows 90% of the names. We do community events. Melbourne just had a Halloween event. And I was saying the 5 years I've been in this gym, that was the best community gym event that I've been to. And as Port Melbourne has, I don't know if they've ever had. Yeah. And maybe that's part of the reason why it was so good. But we had like a Halloween thing and we had a DJ and we had, nutrition warehouse and free juices and recovery and like physio and all that kind of stuff. But I think the members are like, I've been paying $100 for this month and I want to see some return. I want to, for sure. They want that community feel. And that, when I was there, everyone was like, oh, how cool is this? Like, and you could feel the community starting to, there's a real sense of something going on at Port Melbourne at the moment that, wow, this is
belonging.
It's cool now. Yeah. We're like a part of this thing now. I'm proud to come here. I want my members to be like, come check out my gym. It's for sure cool.
Yeah. And come with me and let's all go together at the same time because it's that sense of belonging. Like everyone craves that. And if you go into a place that not only do you get that hit from culture, belonging and clean facility, the third thing is results.
Yes.
And I think it's a really interesting dynamic around the results because in essence, like, do you because I think some mentalities from some gyms are, the longer they remember, obviously the more money you're going to generate, right?
Yes, correct.
Now, the more someone gets result, in essence, they come, they hit their goal, they might want to cancel them.
Yes,
they hit it. So is the mentality right across the board when it comes to the gyms around how they view or how they assist people getting results?
I look at a gym as a habitat, right? Just like a living like earth, and it needs different, you need to cultivate the whole habitat. So the only
Yeah.
way the habitat works is to have good personal trainers, a good manager, a good community. And that what that builds is it cultivates a member who feels comfortable coming to a gym, firstly, who knows everyone, who sees a friendly face and feels comfortable in that space. And the difference with this gym, for instance, Altona, is they'll come here and they'll achieve their results, but they've made friends along the way. They feel comfortable in this space. They've got an owner they know. They've got
Mm,
profiles up who explain who people are that constantly getting updated. They're in a comfortable space. And I know with my wife, get her to go to gym, she just didn't feel comfortable. But now she's here. Like she won't ever go to Port Melbourne because belongs. This
for
is
sure.
her. She says, I went there and couldn't get any steps in because there's everyone talking and, couldn't do my walk because we're just talking the whole time. I'm like, and that's the habitat that I'm talking about. We've built. And even 2 days ago, I think I remember has moved to Labs and he just said, mate, what you've done with the gym is great. Like the community, now I'm working at another gym. The
Yeah.
community that I'm in, like that you've built there and Ingrid has built is you don't get, that's the biggest thing. You just don't get that anywhere
Yes.
else.
People crave that
They
more
do.
than,
A belonging.
yeah. It's so big.
Yep.
And so with, what's your thought on when we talk about sales?
Mhm.
Like, because obviously you've been in business from a very early age.
Yeah.
What are you like at sales, and how have you seen it evolve over the years?
My sales process has always been that I need to be real and who I am.
Okay.
And I need to provide the best product. So even in printing, you know, I really truly believe that we were the best printers and the fastest turnaround at the cheapest price. And I will do anything to get your decal up on the window when you say, I'll do anything.
Mhm.
I really do not care if it means me flying to Queensland, installing that decal because an installer has, missed the date, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I've done.
Yeah.
And I think that goes the process for everything I've done. I'm going to provide the best facility. I'm going to be really open and transparent with who I am. And I don't have to sell you this because this is the best product, and I will tell you like, it's much harder to sell a product that you don't believe.
100%. 100.
But I believe, if
Yeah.
if I met you today and you said, why should I join Altona? I would say,
Yeah.
mate,
Yeah.
are you,
Pitch me.
are you freeing for real? Like come to the gym. Let me walk you through the gym. Let me show you the members and the facilities that I provide. And I'm not putting on, this is what it's like every day. If you say, why should I use your car wash? I say, mate, come to the car wash because I know it's 11 o'clock. I know that that car wash is spots. I know that I've spent over $1 million at that car wash making sure that it is.
But that's natural for you because you're the owner. How do you bring that for your employees?
Yes.
Because I feel that, and from a sales process, like when you're having that sort of discussion with a potential client, you're
Yep.
going to feel that.
Correct.
It's true. It's real. The challenge, and I'm curious to understand how you've done it, is passing that on to the employees that don't have that real experience around, oh, I've paid for this, I've done this, I've washed this floor several times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So how have you done that?
With my staff, another thing that when I say, which I don't know if any other man does this, but, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but I'm an open book in terms of money transparency. My books, the losses,
Okay.
the wins. All my staff,
They know all that.
they see everything.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the group sheet that's shared, it shows everything. It shows if I'm making money, it shows how much money I'm making. Jamie said to me the other week, you really need to probably watch who's on that sheet. Yeah. I'm like, I'm transparent. And I think along with that, it builds trust, right? They feel like they're part of the process because I want my staff to be like, this is my P&L. This is how much we've made or lost. Either way, there's going to be months where it's like, it looks absorbent in terms of money that I've made, but they're going to see also the other months as well. So they want to see everything. And that builds a level of trust with my employees. Like with me, particularly more so now, if you don't really love work for me, then I don't want you in my group. If you don't really believe in me and what I'm doing, like you talk to Ingrid, Jamie, Aaron, they may not agree 100% with every wild thing that I say, but they truly believe in me.
Yeah.
They follow.
And where you going?
Yeah. And my beliefs and my thought process and my systems, they believe in me. So when you believe in the product and you're seeing all the numbers and the board, I'm not gatekeeping anything. And I also give everyone the opportunity. You want to do something special, you can do it with me, but you need to do something special. And this is what special looks like. Look what I've done.
Right. Okay.
So you want to do something with me? I'm open to everything. I'll do
Really?
but you need to do something special over a consistent period of time.
So that you have the trust in them like they do.
Correct. Well, you've had a couple of good months. That means nothing. But I will do something with you if you are outstanding. And I think that, along with being transparent, along with them fully believing me, like if I have a job with you and they're not like, I'm going to do everything you say and I'm all in, then we're not together. Like, you need to be all in with me. There's no, and I don't want you, like, recently I've been like, I used to have moments where I'd have staff here in the gym industry where they may be trying to grow their PT business, but then they're working for me. That no longer exists. It's like, I want you in with MJ Group or nothing. If you want to do your own business, come PT mine and spend time with me, but you're not going to work for the group. I need you wanting to grow in the group, wanting to be a part of me. And I think the sales process of how I've done that all sort of translates into, they love this product. They believe in what I'm doing. They see when there's something wrong with me spending the money and reinvesting. Ask Ingrid, she'll say, well, this is the best gym ever. Do you know how much we've spent? She was here when we closed down and redid everything, and how much Michael constantly spends on this gym because she sees it.
Yeah.
So in terms of the sales, it's the same thing that I was saying in terms of how I would sell you a membership. They can say the same thing. They may not be an owner, but they feel like an owner.
And so that passion comes through.
It comes through with all of them.
Okay.
And if it's not, then they're not the right fit.
Yeah.
I want everyone to treat it like it's their gym and act like it's their gym.
Of course.
And that goes down to, I've been working with Aaron just yesterday, working out all the spreadsheets, basically to show the guys, this is now your budget. This is now your gym.
Love that.
This is your budget.
So you're an arrow and
yes.
Yeah. That's what
you go do it. You go decide now what you should spend your money on. If you want to replace the fan, then you need to budget for it. Don't call me and ask. You do it.
Yeah.
And that makes it their gym.
Yes.
Because if I'm going to get to, you ask what I'm going to do, if I'm going to get to 20, 30, who knows how many gyms I'm going to get to, and not just gyms, car washes. I need people that are smart thinkers that run this shit themselves. I don't need phone calls. I don't want like higher authority. I don't want you to call me and ask. You do it. You know the number. That's why it's so important for all my staff. They may not be business-minded people, but I really push this idea of learning the numbers behind the business, showing them this is the P&L. This is what a P&L looks like. That says net profit, but it doesn't include, that just shows the interest of the repayments. So all the repayments that I have, the debt is in the balance sheet. This is the balance sheet. This is what the balance sheet looks like. Yeah. And so the real number of profit is this much money. Yeah.
Why is that important to you? Why do you feel like you need to do that for all your stuff?
To work in my business, you're going to run my business. So you need to know what this looks like because I need to call you up and be like, why are you making this much money?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why is, you need to run my business for me. Yeah. People may, look at, it's a gym manager. It's not gym manager with me. They're running the gym.
Yeah.
They're not a gym manager. They're seeing the numbers. They're making calls. They're deciding, I need this much growth, retention, churn. Like they're seeing everything. I'm sort of giving them the tools. And if they succeed, then they're at a point already where they're ready to go. So they already know all the right.
Have you had that? Have you had people?
Not, I'm getting closer.
Okay. Do they have that ambition to go?
Yes. I would say all of them.
Really?
So I think also sharing that and sharing the numbers, they see, I've never seen that. If my boss at Magnify Media, that John, like that, if he showed me, I made $70,000 last week.
But where's mine? Where's my bet? Yeah.
But my staff also know that I tell my staff, that's my money because I'm the one that took the risk.
Yeah.
Now, because I achieved outstanding things. Now, if you want to do the same thing, this is what you could achieve. I'm not dangling a carrot.
No.
But I'm saying you could do it, but you just have to do what I like. You have to do outstanding things.
Yeah.
It's not coming in at 10 and leaving at 5, unfortunately. I wish it was like,
yeah.
I wish. But you need to be doing, I'm not telling you to do it, but you need to be doing extra curricular work.
For sure. Not just in the business, but also on your personal development.
Correct, on yourself.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people sometimes don't understand that part.
Yes.
Like it goes to like what you put into yourself with what you're going to get out.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
so are you reading the right things? Are you
Yeah.
listening to the right people? And I think in this day and age, the fortunate thing that we have is there's so much free information out there
100%.
around people that have done something similar or have gotten success.
Yeah.
That you can get the blueprint too. And that's what you're in essence given.
Yes. Right
Isn't
now
it?
is the easiest time to be invest. You know, if you wanted to build a pier, if I wanted to go to the beach and build a pier,
Oh yeah.
I could literally go on YouTube
Yeah.
and learn how to build a pier. But don't tell me you can't do something,
Yeah.
because that's rubbish. You can do anything nowadays. You can literally, there's so much, like you said, there is so much media and stuff out there. And I also think who you surround yourself with is massive. Like, if you're around people that want to achieve this, and that's probably the ceiling of what you're.
For sure. It's like if you want to gauge who you are, look at the
Look
your
around.
5 closest friends,
Correct.
or who you surround yourself with, and you're spot on. 100%. I was saying this about that yesterday. Our environment has more of an impact on our actual thinking than we know.
Yeah.
And there's a study done, basically, I don't know how many people were, but what happened is that they would go up to someone random in a street, say that, I'm just going to tie my shoes, you hold this coffee.
Yeah.
And half the people got that warm coffee,
Right.
hot coffee, and half the people got an iced coffee.
Yeah.
Cold. After they did that, they then met someone else, just maybe let down the road. And they said, can I just have a minute at a time just to read this story? And they read the story, same story for, let's say, 50 people. Yeah. The story then was interpreted and asked them, what did you think of the main character this story is about? People that held warm coffee would give positive, warm, deep sayings about this vision. 50% held cold was talking negative.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
And that blew my mind.
Yeah.
If it shows how much our environment can have an impact in the way we think, in the way we see things.
Yeah.
And so
I can agree.
the question in that, where the evolution of technology is at a rapid pace, right? AI is coming into space. So when you look at AI, what's your thoughts about AI?
I think AI is great, to be honest. I think if you're not constantly evolving and revolutionizing the way that you run your business, then you're going to fall behind. Usually. And if it wasn't AI, it was going to be something else. It's constant. And I think AI makes our life easier. I think in 10 years' time, AI is going to be just a normal part of life. And it already kind of is.
Yeah. Do you use it? Have you started to use it?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Nice.
I think obviously with gym space, it can be utilized. Obviously, I know Snap Fitness looking into a model where you can, like I mentioned to you, you can essentially have people call up over the weekend and talk to a salesperson. That sounds like this crazy, legitimately sounds like a human. So I see no reason to fight it. I think you just need to work with it. And that goes with everything. There's a word like everything can be an advantage. It just depends on how you look at it. If you look at it as a disadvantage, then it's probably going to be a disadvantage. But AI is a massive advantage, and I think everyone should be pushing towards AI and getting it into their business sooner rather than later, and trying to do it ahead of time rather than getting forced.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah. And I think that it's sort of, there comes that point now where if you don't implement there, you're
in trouble.
Yeah. The amount of how fast the other business is going to be moving ahead, you're not going to be able to catch up. And I still feel that there's this, I guess there's a lot of the people out there that are still unsure.
Yeah. I think it's changing pretty quickly.
It is.
Yeah. Like
It's crazy.
I think obviously the younger generation are embracing it. The older generation are probably petrified of it, but it is definitely changing rapidly. It's great. Like, sure, there's pros and cons with everything, and I'm sure that it would be used for good and bad purposes. Like,
Same with everything.
that's what I mean. It's the same with everything. Like, that's the same with internet.
Yes.
If we didn't have, there's so much evil on the internet, but without the internet, where would we be? Mobile phones.
Right.
You know, everything comes with its pros and cons, but you need to move at that time.
Yeah.
I really think long term there won't be mobile phones. There'll just be AI.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think it will also have like, because like you said, one of the core beliefs that you have or the mission is the happy lifestyle.
Yes.
I think AI allows that to happen a lot more easier.
Yep.
Because for a lot of the businesses that are trying to, because I think nowadays there is a lack of people that put to work
Yes.
in the younger generation.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's so hard to find
Oh,
people that want to work.
yeah.
It's crazy. Like they will turn up to interviews, you give them jobs, and they won't.
It's wild.
And I don't get it
No.
because of that. How do they have this sort of safety?
Do you think our parents said the same thing about us? I don't know.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, because like like it goes back to what we said at the start in terms of that, the evolution.
Yeah.
In terms of like the bad hard times and strong men.
Yeah.
It's that evolution.
Yep.
So I think because you think about like in terms of your kids, you've got a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
So if you let her get you to 15-year-olds at
She's turning 15. Yeah, sorry. So she's 14.
okay, cool.
But I've told her she needs to get a job on the 15th birthday.
Right. I was going to ask.
But she's not yearning for it.
Right.
And I,
So what are you doing there?
I constantly look at her and, I try and get her to do chores and stuff. And I say to her all the time, at your age, I've been operating business for 2 years. She's sick of hearing. She loves money.
Shut up.
Yeah. I had full Excel spreadsheets with all my ingoings and outgoings. And, Phoenix has qualities that I don't have. Empathetic, amazing, caring sister. She certainly isn't an entrepreneur. She may grow into that, and all
Do you think it can be taught?
No.
I was going to ask you this earlier on. Why did you say that? Why do you don't think it could be taught?
Well, a lot of the earlier questions you asked me were, it's the name. Like, I meet, I think you can, like my business partner at the car wash, Tristan. Now, would I say he's a true entrepreneur? Absolutely not.
Okay.
But did he align himself with someone who was? And did he believe in that person enough to be like, I'm just going to take every cent I have and put it with him?
And I'll follow you.
Now, Stan and Cam at Port Melbourne, are they entrepreneurs? Absolutely not. Have they done the exact same thing that Tristan's done? Been like, they've navigated someone that they align with, that they, particularly Stan, he said to me, I aligned with you because I saw your lifestyle. And I physically came to your office and you were so transparent with your numbers. Now at that stage, I didn't even know that Tim's going to be big. I wasn't pitching him. I was just saying, hey, look how much money I've made, and I play golf this week. What did you do? And he's working. And, so they've done the
ultimate flex.
And unfortunately, I guess people take it how they want it, but that is the raw truth.
Yeah.
As those guys have done that, they've picked themselves. So you can't teach someone to be like me, but you can certainly teach someone to be smart enough to make good decisions and follow a path. But no, I think
it's the hunger. I think what's really stood out to me in this discussion is the hunger and the drive.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that I believe, I agree with you.
Yep.
I don't think you can give it. I used to always say when I used to do an interview process, I can train you myself. It's easy.
Yeah.
I honestly believe anyone can be taught that.
Correct.
And same with like I can't teach you to pick up a phone.
Yes.
That's you. You have to have that hunger.
Yeah.
Be like, go.
Yeah.
Go. And I think the older I'm getting, the innate drive
yes,
I'm seeing it less and less around me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it blows my mind away because there's like, especially with some business owners. Wow.
Yeah.
It's like some business owners, for example, get in at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that don't make sense. And like, you get in early, get ready, look at what you need to do and go for it.
Yep.
And it's like, I think that's why there's a lot of weak people out there.
Yeah, there is. I agree with that.
Have this mentality of blaming.
Yeah. Blame a lot. It's the world's fault.
Correct.
It's the politician's fault. It's the AI. I
can't stand it.
Yeah. I'm big on that too. I think, maybe you and I have the same mentality because we have the same drive and we don't have excuses. It's just like, for me, everything's a workaround. So like,
true.
Everything is, if a new policy came in and there was a new tax, I don't care because there'll be a worse one.
Yeah. And what can you do? You can't sit there and just bitch about it. It's like, I have that mentality too. It's like, it's not for me. It's okay. It's happened.
Yeah.
Let's move on. I think that responsibility and that awareness of going, it's all on me.
Yes.
Is one, there's pressure, but there's more of it. It's more of a relief.
Yes.
I'm in control.
You're in control.
Like,
That's right.
And it's okay. It's interesting. Like, one of my dreams when I was younger was always be a professional footballer. Right?
Yes.
You spoke to me when I was younger. There's no claim. That's it. Professional Premier League. You know, see me.
How close did you get?
Not close enough.
Did you play like at a professional level?
I played like during the. I was playing in academies, growing up here and there. But
you bloody look like one. I tell you what, I could see you in an Arsenal or a Southampton. Honestly, you look the absolute prime for.
Yeah, I can't move like it anymore. But I remember, and I had this. I was chasing it to Australia.
Yes,
I was chasing
football.
Yeah, I went to America.
Yeah,
then went to Australia. After the America, I was supposed to do a scholarship there. That didn't stay there long enough. Didn't work at the right time. Came back to England. I had no other ambition. So all my jobs were a byproduct of this being my mate.
Yes.
Right. So I fell into having a career in sales.
Yes.
Fell into it. And so what was a massive realization for me when you get to a certain age like that, it ain't happening. You go into that mentality of, right, well, maybe I wasn't lucky enough, this, that. And it got to a point, I was like, do you know what? No, I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And because if I was good enough,
you would have been,
would have happened.
Yes, it would have happened. Correct.
Like, and
100%.
having that realization, like, because even when I speak to some people, even like my mum, she's like, I said, no, I wasn't good enough.
Yes.
Because if I was, it would happen.
Correct.
And I think that having that going, right, it was on me, goes, all right, that's your realization. Now, in terms of what I want to do and what I want to create for my family, it's on me.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let's go. And I think more and more people should have that understanding, but they don't. It's more relying on surrounded as well.
The way that you explained it was great, and I agree. I think it depends on how you look at it, because being in control can either be a really powerful thing, which we probably find. So shit's dead, like, or it could be like, I don't want to be. But it's much easier to blame other people than being control and actually owning up. You know, I think you and I perhaps would be like, we love it. But I think majority of people get it. Being in control of their own.
Do you think it's more fear of failure or fear of success?
Value.
Yeah.
Yeah. And putting themselves out there, like they're scared of what people think, and they're, you know, it's
such a shame.
It is.
How do you, like with your children at the moment, how do you get them to have that awareness that it's okay? Like, don't have that fear of,
you know, everything needs to be led by example, like I said, with my staff. 3 kids, 3 different personalities. Phoenix, the older one. I think, you know, I think for her, it's a lot. The way I am, it's a lot for her. Of course. It just
sounds like it, yeah.
And she's like, sees me do stuff. She's like, I can see she's just more.
Are you like, what you're like in a business setting? Do you like the same at home?
Yes.
How are you? Okay. Yeah, see, I adapt me.
It's a lot to take in for them. And I think Oliver, he's probably been around me because, you know, Phoenix is 14. So when she was born, I wasn't like how I am now, but Oliver's 7 and he's seen me be like this the whole time. So going around last night in trick or treating and seeing how 0 fucks he gives, to be honest. So he was in this monster costume outfit and he just does not care about anyone.
Yep.
He, like, I was saying, and I go into the house and knock on the door. He's going down alleyways with other kids and he's like acting out to all these other kids, like at the front of our house. And they were all like, they thought it was like a theater. They thought he was like with I am the theater person because he was like so confident in himself and talking in this character. And I think that comes from seeing me. And at least his mum and my wife is also very confident. Seeing 2 really confident people is the way that those kids, you lead by example. They don't know any better, you know, but to be confident. And I'm hoping that will rub off the things. Well,
Love it. Love that. And I think they also teach us so much as well.
They
They teach us so much.
Yes. Oh yeah. They teach us how to be, what my faults are, you know, patience, kindness, empathy. Unfortunately, I think with entrepreneurship and business, you know, you can't have it all.
Of course.
And so with all the things that I'm good at brings a lot of other things that I'm perhaps not good at, which is empathy. I'm not empathetic.
Yeah.
I can't reason in my head why someone would feel upset. Because in my head, it's just like, get on with it.
Yeah. Use logic to
use that as power, but not everyone is like that. And I just don't have patience because speed. So, you know, at least walking with me, it's a nightmare for her because I'm always in a rush and I'm always on level 10. It's like, it's a Sunday. You don't need to walk this fast, but it's like, we can get this walk done faster. Then I can have a sauna. Then I can do ice bath. Then we can do that with the kids. And it's like, that's why it's important for me to go on holidays and try and I'm just working.
Are you getting better at that?
No.
Are you trying to?
Yeah, I'm trying to, but it's
hard to switch off, isn't it?
I just can't. I love what I do.
Yeah. It takes me a couple of weeks.
And so, yeah, I think if you go away for a couple of weeks, but I don't like being away from my business.
Yeah. I hear you.
More than 2 weeks.
I always struggle. Like, because as soon as I switch off, I get tired.
Yes, I do too.
I can't sit there. My wife's like, why are you so? I said, because I've stopped.
We're doing nothing.
Yeah. I have to keep going. If I stop, I'm knackered.
Yeah.
I'll end up falling asleep. So she's just like, well, you need to rest. And so, well,
that's the problem.
To do that. Actually, can't rest that. I rest, but there's so much that I want to achieve. And I think you have the same mentality. It's like, it's not all me. It's not, I have that same drive to you in terms of, I want to, it stops with me. Yeah. Everything in terms of my parents, their parents, like their struggles with money.
Yes.
Stops with me.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's been, like I was saying, fear of failure. I don't care. I've had an element of fear of success, which is in unconscious.
When you say fear of success, what does that, explain what that means?
It's, so once I start seeing success, it feels weird.
Really?
Yeah. And so I would then go into questioning it unconsciously around, it's like a scarcity, it's basically scarcity, but with success. Once again, trying to hold on to it and you fear of losing it. And it's weird, man. Honestly, so weird.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And so I learned, and I saw it a lot. So I would unconsciously self-sabotage, go back to the grind.
That is the weird. I didn't even know that. You asked that earlier, like fear success. Yeah. In my head, I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
It's a real
People
thing.
see success and then they intentionally sabotage.
Unconsciously also. So like, for example, like if I had loads of money in my account, like, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah, that I understand.
Either need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And maybe not in resourceful ways. It's the same way that you were talking about.
Yeah.
To go back to, all right, I haven't got no money. Let's go.
Right. Yeah, they get comfortable in the grind.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's like I've done so much personal development and will continue to do, just be aware of being present.
Yes.
And controlling the controllables.
Yes.
The uncontrollables I'm okay with. And it's like, I'm here. And it was interesting. I'll tell you a quick story before we finish up. When we met a couple of weeks ago, after that conversation, I was like, do you know what? I was going, I want to ask Michael to come on the podcast. You left.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you know what? That's fine. I'll ask you whenever he comes back.
Yeah.
I thought you were done. You came back in. I thought, that's a sign.
Yeah. Well, then we won.
Yeah. But you came back in. I just think, might have left something behind.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I thought, now I'm grabbing it down.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, but previous Charlie, many years ago, would have just left that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
I like that you did that. I always appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, if you want something, you need to you need to go out and fucking do it.
Sure.
And go grab that moment and go interrupt that person. Go ask that question. Go do the thing. Like, you don't have to do this. You're out here on Saturday.
Yeah.
You've got kids. Like, you don't need to be doing this, you know, but something will come of this.
Man, I love
Yeah.
absolutely love that.
But not even like, I love this too, but something will come of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There'll be learnings from this. There'll meet people you may, you know, relationships with. That's why I think the more that you do what you've just explained, it's done. But that's what I would advise you to do, is just keep doing that over and over and over and over. That was great.
Yeah. Man, I really appreciate it. There are 3 questions we ask every guest the answer to the show. First one is, what does success mean to you?
Lifestyle freedom. Success is time.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have time, in my eyes, if on Monday morning you wake up and you walk your kids to school and then you go play golf, you won't be any richer than that. That's richer. Yes.
Yeah. And so based off how you view success now, the time and spending time with your kids, your loved ones.
Yeah.
What advice would you give an 18-year-old Michael based off how you view success? What advice would you give him on how you should see success on the pathway go to where you're at?
If I was 18-year-old me, I would say risk it, risk everything over and over, particularly the team. Go travel the world.
Yeah.
Risk everything. If do it and do it quickly. Like just take everything that you thought of doing when you were going through high school, just go do it. Do it. If there's someone you want to talk to, go do it.
Yeah.
Between 18 and, you know, things get harder to do it as you go on in life. And at 18, you are primed to go open the business.
Yes.
Get
Working at 12, 14 hours a day.
Do it. Go open a side business, side hustle, but open 3 side hustles and see which one. Open 5, open 10. Who cares? Just do it. If there's something that you had an idea, get it made in China. It doesn't matter. Ask a friend, do a podcast, put yourself out there. That would be my advice.
Love that.
Yeah.
I think more and more people should do that, especially now.
Yeah.
Because like you said earlier on as well, there's so much resources out there that it's probably the easiest time, I believe, for people to make
100%. It's just you need to fucking do it. That's the truth.
Yeah. And last but not least, is success simple?
No. Absolutely not. There is not one element of success and simplicity. That is, it's the polar opposite. It is no, which would be the answer. You have to grind. I've been grinding and risking and stressing for 20 years at looking at negative bank balances, borrowing money from my cousin, borrowing money from my father-in-law, borrowing money from this, going down this low, that low. Like, I can't tell you how stressful it is. And I guess it depends on what your success looks like. But my success, it's definitely not for the faint hearted.
Love it. Love it.
Yes.
Well, mate, absolutely appreciate your time.
Pleasure, mate.
It's been awesome.
It has.
You're doing unbelievable work. Really
Thank
do.
you.
I think not only how you've been able to balance the drive, the vigorous to be successful in a business, also be able to raise 3 kids as well. I think it's fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
It's something I really loved up to in that.
Oh, thank you.
I think finding that balance that a lot of parents struggle with.
Yeah, I agree.
And not just that, you're also paving the way for people that you work with, giving them opportunities to be entrepreneurs. Yes, mate, you're doing awesome.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Charlie, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. I don't know how long we spoke.
Nor do I.
90 minutes. It's in chat. So obviously we're about to
Where can people find you as well? Because I know you've just done a YouTube channel. So
yeah,
that's
look,
subscribe as you're growing.
It's sort of it's an ongoing, every week we joke about it, but I'm up to 89.
I know. Yes. Jumped over the last couple of days.
Every bit,
more than me.
You know, yeah. We, jump onto It's Michael Motee, MICHAELMOTEE. And just jump on and help a brother out get, we're going to do a cake at 100. Maybe that's worthwhile viewing the subscribe to watch the video.
Yeah. But I think also for the listeners, Michael shows people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I've seen like there's concept and meetings, and the site. So I think it's a really good insight to what your life is like, what entrepreneurship is.
Yeah.
And you talk a lot about your values on there as well.
Yes.
which I like. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, they can be fairly interesting, and really strong opinions. But I think just being true to myself, main thing that I want. So many people are asking, "Why are you doing this?" You don't even need to do this. And to be honest, it's a lot of work
Yeah.
to do it. But I really just wanted to document everything to reflect. I wish I'd done this earlier.
Yeah.
All the stuff that I was talking to you about, M and D. I wish I got a camera out when I was 12.
Imagine?
Can you imagine me showing you footage of like me gardening?
Yeah.
Me talking to old ladies when I'm 12 years old and talking about money and stuff, like how cool that would have been.
Sure.
And I think I'm going through such a growth phase now that I think it's just going to be, if anything, it's cool to reflect. And I hope people get it. I know that it has motivated some people. So
yeah,
that's all good for me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate your time, man.
Yep. Very good.